Hi, I'm Natalie with Vitiligo Voices. Thanks for joining me again tonight. If you have any questions, remember that you can ask me live while we're on here for the next few minutes, and I will answer them. Otherwise, I've got some questions that people have emailed to me or wrote on our Facebook page, and so we're going to start with those. If you're going to ask me questions here, remember that you have to sign in. Probably you can do it as a guest, or you can just use your YouTube ID. Nothing's saved. We don't save anything or send emails or anything after, so you don't have to worry about your privacy. And if you don't want me to use your name when I ask the question or answer the question, then just go ahead and let me know that too, via text on here. So I hope everybody's doing great. We've had a lot of fun on our Facebook page this week, discussing different experiments that people have tried. And some people have had success using the Ginkgo, not in curing their vitiligo, because it's really at a cellular level that has to be done, but at stopping the spreading of it or slowing it down. They've noticed a reduction in the white patches that have started. So, that's really good news. The amount of Ginkgo biloba that they took varied. So if you want to check out the Facebook page to see the different experiments that they had done, I believe that people were just taking whatever is over the counter, for the most part, over the counter, and twice a day. So, that's good news. They didn't report that they had done anything else different in their life. So maybe we can attribute it to that. There's also a dermatologist, I think I spoke with him last week, in Canada, who had done experiments with Ginkgo biloba and on his patients, and he had found that there was also a slowing down of the progression of the white patches. So that's really exciting if that's true. The next best thing to finding a cure is at least slowing down the new patches. All right, so let's go on to the first question that I have. The first one is, do I know anyone that has had tattoos to cover their vitiligo? And I don't personally know anybody, but I've spoken to many people over the past 15 years, a few people who have tried it. And not one of them was happy that they did it. If you've got a different story, let me know. But they were not happy, and here's why. When they got their patches filled in, it didn't match well enough. But when they got new patches, then they stood out. So it was going to be a continuous process. The people that had light skin did not really like the color blend of it. The people that had dark skin had better success with a match. But again, every time a new white patch would come, they didn't go in and get it done, but they were saying, oh, I didn't even think about that. Now I'm going to have to keep this up. And that's, it's costly, but it's also kind of a drag, because if you get, a white patch and then you get it filled in, if it starts spreading wider than that patch, then you're going to have to keep getting more and more tattoo done, filling that in, along with any new white patches. So that's not the best. It's not an easy fix. It sounds great, but I think in the long run, it's probably just not going to be the thing that's going to help most people. So that's what I heard about that. All right. Oh, another person. How is vitiligo diagnosed? Um, I know I went over this last week, but I'm going to just say it again, just in case um, you need to hear it again, because it's very important. Don't diagnose yourself, because there's a couple things. You could have vitiligo, or it could also be just a skin, um, not irritation, but a fungus on the skin. And in that case, um, there is one thing that you can do for that, and it's Selsun Blue. And that if you use Selsun Blue, the dandruff shampoo, on your skin, then supposedly that kills that fungus. So for those people, that would be the way to get rid of the white patch, and then you just start pigmenting again in there. But if you suspect vitiligo, the best thing to do is go to your doctor or go to a dermatologist and have them diagnose it. And once you're diagnosed with that, then they can either suggest some topical medicines that are available that you can use with UVB light to try to repigment your skin. Again, it's not going to stop new pigmentation, but it may help repigment some of the loss. One thing to be careful is that when you go to your doctor, um, be aware that that you just need to make sure that you're not feeling as though they're not giving you enough answers. Ask questions. If you feel lost when you leave, that's wrong. You should feel like you've got some kind of grasp on what vitiligo is. And if they don't have the answers readily available, um, just from their knowledge, then they can sit there with you and look things up and discuss different methods that are used to help treat vitiligo, or anything that you can do just to live happier with it, coming to terms with it mentally. It's a skin issue that, even though it doesn't have any um, bearing on our our physiology, let's say, we're not sick from it. You don't have any other symptoms other than your skin's turning white. It is mentally debilitating because it's a complete change in the view of oneself, and that's really hard to grasp. And so make sure that before you leave a doctor's office, that you have at least a feeling of control over what it is, and a few things that you can do. Even if there's not a cure, there are things that you can do to help yourself or your loved ones. If you have children that have vitiligo, what I love to tell parents is that working on self-esteem is really the best thing that you can do. Um, Obviously, covering up the vitiligo, going to dermatologists, seeking medical advice, wonderful. But the one thing that you can do that's going to make all the difference in the world is working on self-esteem. You can do anything if you believe in yourself, and that just goes across no matter what. My daughter has dyslexia, and when we would go into the school each year for um, the meeting with the counselors to figure out how we're going to approach this next year with her learning, the one thing I said was make sure that you keep her self-esteem that high. Please work on that, everybody. And she's done great. She's she hasn't overcome it, but she has done wonderfully in school because she had the self-confidence to go on to college and then go on and create her own life. And so that's wonderful. Self-esteem can just do miracles. Even if you're older, if you're having a hard time with vitiligo, work on your self-esteem too. That goes right into the next question that I had. How can I gain confidence again? It's all about self-esteem, making your feeling good about yourself. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. It's one of my favorite quotes. Just regaining your confidence is a long process. If you are depressed at all about vitiligo, see if you can talk to a counselor or a therapist or a psychologist. Check with your insurance. There's a lot of insurances now include going to therapy. Vitiligo is a mentally debilitating issue, and it does require some extra help, and we should be able to get it. If your insurance doesn't readily offer it, then call them up and ask them about it. Ask your doctor to perhaps make a recommendation that you need this. It's very important. Mental health, it doesn't matter if you're depressed about outside things affecting your life or about how you feel about yourself. Get professional help. And in this day and age, we know that there is no shame in reaching out to get help. Vitiligo is really difficult because it's self-image. And when the image changes for us, we have to create a new idea in our head of who we are. And you do and you don't, really, right? Because you're still you. It's probably just more about self-acceptance, that this is my skin and I am still the same person, and I'm worth it. It's easier said than done, I know. Believe me, I know. And I hate when people give me, little quips of advice saying, oh, do this, that's, this will help, just do that. Nothing's as easy as it sounds, and half the time people tell you things they haven't even followed it either. So easily, at least. But so how to gain confidence? My best advice would be go and talk to a therapist. If you don't have access to a therapist, someone at your church, someone at your work. Sometimes they have mental health facilities at certain employers that you can sit and talk to. Search out your options. That's the best thing I can say. Advocate for yourself. You are worth feeling good about your life and about yourself. Do whatever you can, because our life is precious. It passes quickly, and I want you to be enjoy the moments, enjoy the moments, and to not sit back, um, and not participate in life, such as going to your children's events at school because you don't want to embarrass them or you're embarrassed yourself, not going to the swimming pool with your family, not going to the beach because you're embarrassed. Just jump in, no pun intended, uh, and enjoy life. That's my takeaway for you. I want you to enjoy life, and as difficult as it seems, it's it's never as difficult, and you can get through it. And I'm always here. If you ever have a question um, that you want me to answer, ask. If you just need to write a story and talk about how you feel with what you're going through, send me an email. If I can offer words of advice or just support, um, I'm happy to do that. I love you guys, and so I'm here. That's all I wanted to say. Let's see, one more. Gosh, I should have been more prepared with what is going on with these questions. There's so many, and I'm not, but some of them are repeating. Well, this one might make you feel good. How common is vitiligo? Vitiligo seems like it's not common because we don't really see too many people around that have vitiligo, but it's really common. That used to be that like 3 to 5% they said had vitiligo, but more and more people are reporting this to their doctors now, so that's gone up. It's like 8%. That's tens of millions of people, if not hundreds of millions of people. I'd have to look at the world population and see, but I'm venturing to say that it's at least tens of millions of people. And the highest percentage is people per capita is people in India, or Indian heritage, I guess I should say, because you're Indian, you can live all around the world. So we're not alone. You're not alone. There's plenty of people who have it, and we just need to get the word out about it and support each other. That's the biggest thing. If you need support or just want to talk with other people who have vitiligo, head over to our Facebook page, Vitiligo Friends, and or you can head over to my the website for the podcasts and my video podcast too. That's vitiligovoices.com. And if you ever want to send me an email, then you can just head over to the website, vitiligocover.com, and I have a contact page, and you can just send me a message there. If you have any questions that you want me to answer next week, and I will have it back on the regular day, Tuesday next week. So send me all your questions, and then I'll be happy to answer them and have better lighting for next time too. It's really too dark. The sun went down faster than I anticipated. I hope you have a wonderful night and a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time.